Hello, everybody. It's my pleasure to be here. And I have to admit that I'm quite anxious about the fact that I'm going to have the first presentation in English. So thanks in advance for listening to me. And thanks to Forbes for creating this context and having the opportunity to find out so many insights about what's happening in HR in 2024. Uh, we hear a lot about culture of transparency and what we should do. And here's my role today to share from our expertise and see with what we can come up quite new. Here is what we found out. And we consider that are the main three pillars that could define the HR activity in 2024. Can you share whether you found the same directions or the same pillars in your activity? Meaning artificial intelligence, any human interaction or anything in trying to be as human as possible, and learning initiatives. We all know that everyone is open to positive feedback, right? So we all know that it's important to communicate, it's important to receive feedback, but we are reluctant sometimes whenever it's about negative feedback. So here is our role to always mention that apart from receiving positive feedback, it's important also to have a very good communication. Regarding the three pillars, we also brought some statistics for you. And here's something that came out from the behavior statistics we are doing throughout the network of platforms, meaning that a very high percentage, meaning 83% of job seekers, use company reviews in order to evaluate a potential employer. And this is the activity and the research they are doing way before interacting with an employer. But also that job seekers read an average of 6 reviews before forming an opinion about the company, meaning that in this way, the chances to be more informed candidates are higher. Do you know this guy? Actually, we saw him in so many presentations, in so many materials when companies were supposed to tackle the idea of their internal culture about their employees and so on. And hence our topic today about having an authentic culture. So it's employer branding is not just an activity. So there is the need of more solutions. And we really want to outline the fact that authenticity matters, and we really need to go beyond the surface. And how we can do that, or what does authentic employer branding mean, is that we need to concentrate on genuine representation. We need to be consistent. We need to be as transparent as possible. We need to empower our employees and always think about strategies of creating long-term relationships with employees. So genuine representation, consistency, transparency, employee empowerment, and long-term relationships. And another set of statistics that we would like to share with you is something that definitely affects most of you and affects the activity you are doing since the selection process, meaning that 30% of the candidates do not show up for scheduled interviews or fail to respond to follow-up messages. This meaning that we all need to put more efforts into directing them to be as informed as possible before being in touch with an employer. But also we need to consider an important aspect when being in touch with them and trying to close the discussions with them, because 93% of the job seekers said that they would like to look for benefits they can receive when deciding whether to accept or not an offer. So we really need to consider also their needs and what they transmitted initially, but in the same time to tailor their offers right to their needs. Now about transparency. So we have on one side communication and feedback, as I said, clarity and consistency, but also mutual respect. There again, values that we all see on most of the walls, and a lot of promises there, but we need to remain consistent in our actions. It's also important that in the transparency process, to consider all players involved. On one side, there are candidates, and for example, we are doing a lot of efforts in informing them in how they can have a very good pathway to their professional development, but also employers. So there is this part with job brokers where we need to really define their roles and how they can ease the communication between all parts. How can you create a transparent culture? And this is something that we can do together. This is one of the solutions that we are offering to you, is basically the possibility to access relevant data about the relevant audience on the platform. I'm happy to share the presentation afterwards as well. So here are a few examples of the metrics that we are following, and some graphs explaining the evolution of profile on the platform could have, but also the rating evolution, because we are talking about review platforms. Here are some of the criteria that we are measuring, considering the reviews employers are sharing with us. And based on this information, HR specialists could definitely take better decisions, considering what opportunities for promotion look like from outside, how the salary package is evaluated, how the administration part is doing, but also about the processes and values as they are perceived by employees. So here is where we stand within the candidate journey. Basically, there are all the steps, and we came up to the conclusion that more than nothing, it's important to have a very complete solution in what we are doing in order to better support your activity. So there is one way in doing the awareness part by accessing the advertising solutions we are offering. There is the consideration part that we can do it through the employer branding solution, as well as the interest part, but also the selection part. There is also the possibility for applying to open positions advertised by companies, but also there is the possibility to retain employees, to motivate them through some services that are offered through LinkedIn. I assume that most of you are already accessing LinkedIn solutions, so probably it's not something new that they are very into support the crucial challenge in today's changing world of work. Basically, we are official partners with LinkedIn Learning, meaning that we can help you to access their solutions for learning, in this way being more possible for you to assure these needs and have better attrition rate. I mentioned at the beginning about artificial intelligence. And here is a very interesting part. Basically, we run in this spring a regional survey, meaning that in 5 countries within the CE region, we surveyed employees, but in the same time employers, and asked about their perception about artificial intelligence within the professional activity. And this is how we came out to this HRE book. Basically, we have more than 5,000 opinions and answers collected of HR representatives from these countries into a regional study for efficient human resources strategy in the context of artificial intelligence. I will leave for a few more seconds the QR code. If you want, you can scan it, and it's free. You can access it free. I'm quite sure you will need some time to have a look at it afterwards. But the good news is that we would like to share with you our findings and also to analyze and consider not only what happened in 2024, but also to anticipate a little bit what's going to happen also in the future. Because some of the questions that were addressed there were even tackling this part about the future. And in the end, a few more words about Caderabotim, just to clarify, because I mentioned several times about our presence in more countries. So basically, Caderabotim is part of the WhereWeWork network of platforms present in 14 countries in 3 continents within the CE and MENA regions. And we are happy to offer our solutions and our expertise given the cultural similarities within the CE region in order to better support your activity. If there are any questions. My colleagues are waiting for you, and during the next break are happy to answer to all questions. So come and join us, and we are happy to share other materials with you as well. Thank you very much.